What was Disney's highest grossing film through the entire 1990s? Hey homies, welcome back, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Haley. I run the Always in Wonderland blog at alwaysinwonderland.com, and today Ember is sneezy. She has got herself flipped upside down. Yeah. All right. Today we are going to finish out the Disney movies through the decades. We are going to start with 1996, and we are going to finish up through 1999. I'm exhausted. This is longer than I thought it was going to be. But that's okay. There was just a lot happening in the 90s. Per usual. Willa's crazy. Ember's being crazy today. So that's joy. I love that. And I have a work meeting in about half an hour. So I'm going to get as far through this as I possibly can. And then we'll have to just break and we'll continue. So let's jump in. A movie called Mr. Holland's Opus. I hope I'm saying this correctly. It's a Hollywood Pictures film. Glenn Holland is a music teacher who had the dreams of composing a great symphony, but his life got in the way. His dream was deferred, and he came to regard himself as a failure. But on the last day at Kennedy High School, after 30 years of instilling his vision and imagination into his students, Holland comes to realize that the true measure of a man's success can best be seen through the eyes of those he has aided and inspired. That's lovely. Falls back on all of those other movies with the teachers that we mentioned previously, like Dead Poets Society, To Sir with Love. I love that. That's cute. All right, White Squall. It's also a Hollywood Pictures film. A recounting of a 1961 adventure-filled ordeal of a sea captain and a group of teenage boys who set off on a sailing school called the Albatross. I had to really sound that out for an 8-month Caribbean voyage. When a freak storm sinks their ship, I'm already uncomfortable, these survivors are forced to confront their tragic situation and discover their own inner strengths. Did you discover your inner strength with that shake? Now I'm getting nosed. Can I film today? We've heard opposition. Okay. Oh, all right. Anyway, not a movie for me, but, you know, there we go. All right, Touchstone film. It's called Mr. Wrong. Is that Ellen DeGeneres? All right, yeah. Bright and sassy Martha Alston, a 90s woman, has an age-old problem. How to recognize Mr. Right when he comes along. Does anybody know how to recognize that? A radio talk show producer, Martha definitely gets her signals crossed when she suddenly meets Whitman Crawford, a handsome stranger with whom she instantly falls head over heels in love. I think that's life. And you just kind of go for it, you know. Next movie, Muppet Treasure Island. We love Muppet Treasure Island, don't we? Young Jim Hawkins is given a treasure map by a mysterious sailor as he sets sail with his pals Gonzo and Rizzo on a high seas adventure. Joining them on an expedition is the Squire Fozzie Bear, a dashing Captain Smollett, which is Kermit, and Long John Silver. This movie, you're rooting for the bad guys to just be good guys, you know, and it's filled with the Muppets. And it's one of the best Muppet movies. I have to agree. A Christmas Carol and Treasure Island, for sure. Like, top 2 Muppet movies. Next movie, Before and After. It's got Meryl Streep and Liam Neeson in it, so never seen it, but it's a Hollywood Pictures movie. A respected, dedicated small-town pediatrician, Carolyn, finds her life thrown into turmoil when her teenage son, Jacob, disappears and is suspected of brutally murdering his girlfriend, whose body is found on an isolated, snow-covered farm road. There's a lot happening here. When Jacob returns home, Carolyn and her sculptor husband, Ben, struggle to confront the tragedy and protect their son, even though the town and evidence is dead set against him. In doing so, they show how a family that is driven by love can survive such a catastrophe. So, did they find the murderer if it's not Jacob? These are questions I need answers to. If you have the answer, please let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much. Next movie, Up Close and Personal, Touchstone. I don't think I know. I'm looking at these faces and they look familiar, but Michelle Pfeiffer? I don't know. Don't listen to me. Tally is determined to capture the coveted news anchor position, a spot Minnie assured her she would never achieve. Well, how rude. Yeah, don't listen to people. Just go for it. What do you think I'm doing here? Just go for it. Blazing a trail from small-town weather girl to primetime anchor, she has a meteoric rise to fame that causes her to collide with Warren Justice, a brilliant older newsman who becomes her mentor and lover. I feel like some people can date people that they work with and other people just cannot. So, good luck to them. Next movie, Homeward Bound 2, Lost in San Fran. No. The pets go missing. The people are gone. They like fight through different trials and tribulations and then hopefully make it back home to their people. What are you scratching on? Okay. You know, I'm just going to let it go. Just like I'm going to let this movie go. I will not be watching this. Too Much is the next movie. It's Touchstone. A struggling art gallery owner in Miami, Art Dodge, the right name, Art Dodge, works a scam of trying to get widowed spouses of recently deceased men to pay for paintings the men allegedly purchased. Okay. But he gets into trouble when one of his patsies turns out to be the widow of a purported mob boss. And Art finds himself in the middle of a wacky romantic triangle involving the man's son and ex-wife. I don't like the way that they described this. In my head, something is off. Something is off. I'm looking at the pictures also. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this, but stay away from the mob. That's one thing I could say confidently. Just, if there's mob involved, move on. Okay, it's not worth that. Next movie, Touchstone film, Big City, Little Indian. A successful Parisian businessman, Stephen, or is it Stefan? One of those, travels deep into a South American rainforest to obtain a divorce agreement from his wife Patricia, only to find that he has a young son who has been raised among the natives and given an Indian name, Mimi Saku. I'm going to say Stefan because it's a PH. And that's a fun name to say. Stefan is coerced into taking the mischievous lad back to Paris, creating a major culture clash that turns Stefan's well-ordered life upside down. Well, good. He probably needed a little spice of life. Also, like, how do you not know you got a kid? You're trying to divorce a woman. Why didn't you just divorce her before she left? Like, I have very many questions. Never enough answers. But it's okay. It's all right. I'm sure the movie's available somewhere to watch. Next movie, I love this movie. It's so slept on, and I don't care what anybody says. It's a great movie. It's James and the Giant Peach. James. It's very sad. Loses both of his parents. It's very, very sad. And his aunties be the worst, okay? They're not only like scary, but they're just cruel. And then there's a magic peach and magic worm, and then he's on the peach with friends, and Willa's trying to break something in my living room, I'm pretty sure. Willa, don't do that. Did that work? Probably not. It's a great movie. It's got a happy ending. It's the one spider I'm like not afraid of. Centipede's probably my favorite character. Although Glowworm, if you know, you know. Okay? James and Giant Peach. If you've never seen that movie, I'm pretty sure it's on Disney+. Go watch it. What are you doing? Know your kids before you watch them, just in case. It's not a scary movie. There is a shark involved at one point because they're in the ocean. It's not inherently a scary movie though, but like themes are scary, dark. It's like Tim Burton. Think of Tim Burton. Corpse Bride, kind of. Nightmare Before Christmas. If your kids can handle that, they're fine. They can handle it. All right, Celtic Pride is the next one. It's a Hollywood Pictures film. Jimmy and Mike are diehard Boston Celtics fans who plan their lives around the basketball schedule and sports center. While they are ecstatic that Boston is leading the NBA championship series 3-1, they also know that Utah Jazz's flamboyant and obnoxious superstar Lewis poses a big threat to the Celtics' date with destiny. Growing more desperate and depressed as the series evens out, they realize there is only one thing to do. Kidnap Scott before the big game. No. Don't kidnap people. Don't do that. It's got Dan Aykroyd in it. David Wines. I don't know this other. I know his face. I don't know his name. But yeah, it's Dan Aykroyd. Probably hilarious. So I haven't seen it, but I would watch it. All right, next movie. It's got Sharon Stone in it. It's called Last Dance. It's a Touchstone movie. It's rated R. Ricky Hayes is a cocky young lawyer from a wealthy family who is assigned the clemency case of Cindy Liggett, a woman on death row. After years of appeals, Cindy no longer wants to fight to save her life. But during the course of Ricky's visits and research to prepare a clemency plea, he comes to know a Cindy very different from the teenager who committed murder so many years ago. As they learn to trust each other, they cannot help but acknowledge the love that has grown between them. No matter what the clemency board decides, Rick and Cindy discover and embrace love for the first time in their lives. I would obviously have to know details of the trial to know where I stand. But that sounds wild. Basically like a romance between a prisoner and a free man. Crazy. Probably great. Winona Ryder. This next movie is called Boys. Has anyone ever seen the movie Riding in Cars with Boys? That's a great movie. Winona Ryder and Drew Barrymore. If you haven't seen that movie, highly suggest that movie. Riding in Cars with Boys. Great movie. This is just Boys. It's a Touchstone film. It says high school senior John is nearing graduation at a private school for boys and dreading the future, where he is expected to follow in his father's footsteps. I could see how sometimes you just wouldn't like that. When he has a chance encounter with a sophisticated woman, Patty, who has fallen from her horse, he aids her and shields her from the police and his fellow students in his dorm room. That escalated very quickly. They find a mutual attraction turning to romance, but are haunted by the unfolding story of a stolen car and a missing Major League Baseball pitcher. I don't feel like they gave me an adequate description of this. I feel like this was shortened, and I don't know what is going on here. I love Winona Ryder, but I have no idea what this movie is. So, I would watch it. Anything with Winona Ryder. That's how they got me to watch Stranger Things. I said, yeah, I get it. Like, everyone's hyped up on it and stuff. Whatever. I don't watch a lot of TV anyway. And they're like, whatever. And then they were like, but Winona Ryder. And I was like, you should have said that sooner. I binged the entire first season in like 2 days. You just gotta know how to get me to commit. And that's how. Next movie, Hollywood Pictures film. It's called Spy Hard. Dick Still, Agent WD-40. Really? He's a spray. He's a lubricant that makes your cabinets less squeaky. Is lured back to active service by the agency's director as the only man who could stop the evil General Rancor. Rancor, a malevolent madman presumed dead after losing 2 limbs in an explosive altercation with Steele 15 years earlier, is alive. He's mad as hell, armless, but still dangerous. You know, I'm just thinking, it sounds like a comedy. I don't know if it is. The picture also makes me think it would probably be a comedy. But, you know. This film is called Eddie. It has Whoopi Goldberg in it. Because they put her name really big, so that way I know. Also, she has a very distinct face. You know who Whoopi Goldberg is. That's a Hollywood Pictures film. Wild Bill Everett, a promotion-minded eccentric, takes over a losing NBA franchise, the New York Knicks, and happens to overhear the advice of diehard fan Edwina Eddie Franklin, that is adorable, who yells her opinions from the stands. When Coach Bailey is canned, Eddie, as part of a publicity stunt, becomes a new coach whom no one takes seriously. Is it because she was just a fan, no credentials, woman? What's the... why? Why not? I'm sure Eddie did fine. Standing on the sidelines watching her team lose one game after another, Eddie begins to show herself as a real motivator, with her infectious spirit pushing the team to win and helping to convince Wild Bill to keep them in New York. Of course, because Whoopi Goldberg is a problem solver. All right? Hello. Sister Act 1 and 2. She's a problem solver. You just give it to her and she solves the problem. Next movie is called The Rock. It's a Hollywood film. It's rated R. General Francis X. Hummel, a legendary military hero, and his crack team of commandos seize control of Alcatraz, taking a group of tourists hostage, threatening to launch poisonous gas missiles on San Fran in their demands of restitution for the families of his men who lost their lives during highly covert military operations are not met. Taking over Alcatraz, this whole thing. It sounds like it'd be cool. I think I see Sean Connery, and I see... Is that Nicolas Cage? Nicolas Cage. Okay, yeah. Probably a good movie. Nicolas Cage had some really good movies back in the 90s. I think there's another one on this list, too. He had some really good movies. Next movie, Hunchback of Notre Dame. Notre Dame, whichever way you want to say it. This movie makes me sad, so I don't watch it. And they didn't have a really good description of it. So an animated Disney adventure follows disfigured Quasimodo, the bell ringer of Notre Dame Cathedral, who bides his time locked away in a tower. That's all it tells me. That's all it says. If you haven't seen this movie, he becomes infatuated with Esmeralda. But he's not the only one who's infatuated with Esmeralda. I mean, she's gorge. So, like, obvi. He's got a good soul, and people are mean to him because he doesn't look like everybody else. And it's sad. And I don't like watching it because I don't really care to be sad. So, yeah. It's a great movie. And if you haven't seen it, I recommend it. But it's just not a go-to for me. Because it makes me sad. Next movie, Phenomenon, Touchstone Picture. George Malley, a regular guy. Me too. I'm a regular schmegular. It's an easy way to be, all right? Finds his life turned upside down when he is struck by a blinding white light on his 37th birthday. Lord, I'm going to tell you now. Please don't. I don't want a bright white light on my 37th birthday. I got a while to go, but no bright white lights. The thought of that terrifies me. Thank you so much. Suddenly, George has a newfound intelligence and an insatiable appetite for learning and rapidly becomes a genius. I don't even think I want to be a genius. I'm good with just being me. We're cool. Through a series of unusual situations, he gains widespread attention. Renowned scientists want to meet him, the military want to control him, and people all over the country seek his counsel. It's too much. You just, no, thank you. No bright white lights. Number one, it would hurt my eyes. Number two, that's scary. And I don't want to be a genius. So, no. All right, next movie is Kazam. It's a Touchstone film. I love this movie. It's great. It's a fun movie. And we're going to give credit where credit is due. Life in the city can be pretty tough, especially for 12-year-old Max, whose mother has raised him alone since her husband left when Max was 2. A lot of people have the same story, which is very sad. To make things worse, Max's mother has found love again with Travis, a kindly firefighter who cannot seem to make friends with Max. That's hard, you know? That's hard. Distraught by his mother's impeding marriage, Max demands to meet his real father. To add to Max's complicated life, he is the object of torture by a local group of bullies, and one day, while hiding in an abandoned building, he accidentally opens the door of a battered boombox, freeing a 7-foot, 3,000-year-old genie, Kazam. This is a wonderful movie. I don't know if I ever thought the genies would be that tall. But it's a great movie. And if you haven't seen it, go watch Kazam. But if you're my age, you've probably seen it. So, you know. This is a Robin Williams film that I've never seen before. It's called Jack, and it's a Hollywood Pictures film. Jack Powell appears to be an average middle-aged 40-year-old man who plays with toys and wears kids' pajamas. But Jack is only 10 years old. He suffers from a rare genetic disorder that causes him to physically age 4 times faster than a normal person. Fearing ridicule from the outside world, Jack's parents have kept him secluded in their home, which they have stocked with every toy a young boy could want, and have had him taught by a kindly tutor, Mr. Woodruff. Toys, however, cannot take the place of real friends that Jack craves. It's actually really sad. There is a condition that makes you age faster. There's also one where you basically don't age at all. That's rough. You either have to continually explain everything or just let people guess as what's going on. Ay. It's probably great. It probably would break my heart, though. I'm thinking of it now, and no. Robin Williams can, he can find a way to make me cry with his performances. So, yeah, maybe I'll pass on that. But it's probably a phenomenal movie because it's Robin Williams. Duh. This film is called First Kid. I'm going to shift. Sorry if it makes... You know, the chair squeaks. If you're new here, my chair squeaks all the time. And it gets annoying. But I'm very sorry because I don't have the funds currently to buy a new one. All my funds are going to Disneyland. So here we are. This film is called First Kid. Sorry, my phone is acting like a brat right now. There it goes. Hey, we fixed it. Sam is a Secret Service agent whose sense of style keeps him off the elite force assigned to protect the Eagle, the President of the United States. When the President's teenage son Luke makes the nightly news mooning a mall opening crowd, he's just mooning them. Ay. Sims is assigned to look after the Prince. That's funny. Going through adolescence in the White House is not easy, but Sims helps Luke through many of his youthful skirmishes, and together they even foil a threat to the family's security. Alright, so you get a really cool bodyguard that likes to wear fun clothes and is not boring. Sounds good to me. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I would want the really cool bodyguard that dresses cool, you know? So, I think the Prince is winning, truly. All right, Hollywood Pictures rated R, The Rich Man's Wife. Travis is working on being a rich man. Maybe one day I'll be a wife. You heard it here first. Just kidding. I mean, if he wants to be rich, cool. Let him do his thing. I just want to be comfortable and hang out with the people I love. That sounds better than being rich. How about you? What would you like? Let me know. I'm curious to know if it matches. Everyone wants something different, I feel, so let me know. Let me know what sounds good to you in the comments. All right, Josie, who is married to a successful television producer, Tony, has been unhappy in her marriage. That's sad. First, she has an affair with the restaurant owner, Jake, and later offhandedly remarks to a sympathetic stranger that she wishes she were free of her estranged husband. You can be. It's called divorce. Also, you don't cheat on your spouse. You just leave. Get that divorce, girl. That's the better way. When her husband is murdered, Josie is the primary suspect and soon the victim of blackmail, with no one to turn to. That's all it does. It left me right there. Some of these don't leave me on a cliffhanger. This one did. Oh, it's Halle Berry. Halle Berry. She makes me feel emotions too. Don't cheat on your spouse. I don't know if I conveyed that. Don't do it. Okay? But also, that's probably a really good movie. There's that one Halle Berry movie that every time I think of her, and no, it's not when she played Catwoman. It's not that, although Halle Berry's Catwoman, it's not Catwoman. It is a movie and I cannot remember the name of it. The Limp Bizkit song is in Behind Blue Eyes, I think is the name of that song. Oh, Fred Durst. I don't remember it, but every time I think of Halle Berry, I think of this movie. Her husband and his accomplice, I believe, are doing not so great things and murdering women. And these women, like, this one, like, comes back to, like, basically haunt Halle Berry's character, trying to get her to, like, learn the truths. That is a phenomenal movie. Phenomenal. And if you haven't seen it, you should watch it. I don't think I need to say spoiler alert because I can't remember the name of the movie. Also, if you haven't seen it by now, you're behind schedule. I don't get mad about spoiler alerts if I haven't seen the movie and it's been 20 years. So, whatever movie that is, if you know what the name of that is, comments, thank you, because I don't know. So anyway, sidetracked, we squirreled, we're back. D3, The Mighty Ducks, another Emilio Estevez movie. It just says that Gordon and the Ducks are back in Minneapolis, fresh from the victories at the Goodwill Games. They have much to celebrate when they find out that they've been given scholarships to the prestigious Eden Hall Academy. Once the hollowed halls of, I'm sorry, I think it's Eden. I said Eden. Eden. However, the Ducks, led by team captain Charlie, lose some of their focus. I mean, it's another Mighty Ducks movie. I think the first one substantiated everything, but I mean, if you really like the Mighty Ducks movies, I do like that they're centered around like hockey, and there's not a ton of hockey movies. I will again bring up HE Double Hockey Sticks, and if you haven't seen that, it's on YouTube. Go watch it. Next movie. This is a picture of Whoopi Goldberg with her feet up. It's called The Associate. It's a Hollywood Pictures film. Laurel, a bright financial analyst, is disgusted when she is passed over for a well-deserved promotion. So she creates a perception that she has formed a partnership with a powerful financial whiz. Fabricating and donning the persona of Robert S. Cuddy, a struggling, ponytailed, bass-voiced... a strutting. I said struggling. I'm so sorry. A strutting, ponytailed, bass-voiced man, Laurel maneuvers a number of successful financial deals until her underhanded rival, Frank, attempts to unmask Cuddy and appropriate the disguise for his own personal gain. Should have just gave her the promotion. If she's the best candidate. That's how I feel. Also, it's Whoopi Goldberg, so it's probably a little funny, right? Probably facial expressions are everything. She's got some good ones. Or had some good ones. I haven't seen anything that she's done in forever. I don't think she's done movies. And I don't watch The View. She's on that, right? Pretty sure. My grandmother has watched The View for years. I don't know if she still does either. But I'm pretty sure she's on The View. I don't know what she's doing these days. I just know her movies. So, that's all I got. A Mel Gibson movie called Ransom. I love the movies that he does with that other actor that I'm looking right at his face and can't remember his name. Lethal Weapon. Lethal Weapon. There's like 4 or 5 of them. I don't think I've seen a bad one. So, if you haven't seen Lethal Weapon, go watch those. Those are great movies. A Touchstone movie, rated R. Maverick New York tycoon Tom Mullen is used to mediating tough business deals for his high-tech corporation, and he seems to have it made with a position in New York society, a Fifth Avenue penthouse, and a beautiful wife and son. When his son Sean is kidnapped and an FBI ransom drop goes awry, Tom must mastermind a daring countermeasure to get his son back. I'm stressed. I need to shift. Sorry, friends. I'm stressed and I'm worried, but it sounds like the perfect Mel Gibson movie for back in the 90s. So, I have to break because I have to be a part of this meeting, and then we'll pick back up with the next movie in about half an hour. Be right back. All right, homies, we're back at it. That meeting has me so tired. I'm gonna switch, or like, not switch, but like maybe move that camera a little bit. There we go. You know, the camera cut off. The meeting took an hour. Hold for just a second. Sorry about that. I forgot to clock out, so I had to do that. And now Travis is close by, so yeah, we're just gonna get through as much as we can. When he comes in, I'll have to pause and then we'll pick back up and hopefully get this done. Back at it. Movie. The War at Home. It's a Touchstone film. It's rated R. A Vietnam veteran, Jeremy, has returned to his Texas hometown, but a year later at Thanksgiving 1973, he has still been unable to forget his traumatic experiences during the war. His family does not know how to deal with him. During the Thanksgiving weekend, Jeremy's rancor ignites a family confrontation that shakes the Colliers down to their very foundation as a family. War does not seem fun nor easy, and I commend everyone who has served. So, next movie, 101 Dalmatians. We know this. You know, them doggos be having 100 doggos. That's a lot of doggos, but we love them, especially the chunky butt. He's my favorite. And Cruella de Vil tries to like steal them because she wants a fur coat because she's a terrible person. She has henchmen, but she gets thwarted in the end, and everything's fine. Everybody knows 101 Dalmatians, and if you don't, you know what I'm going to say. Go watch it. It's a great movie. Next, The Preacher's Life. It's a Touchstone film. A preacher, Henry Biggs, is having problems with his church, seeing its congregation declining while its debts are mounting, along with a general feeling of inadequacy that causes problems in his personal life. That's sad. When he asks for divine intervention, he and his gospel-singing wife, Julia, are visited by an angel, Dudley, and Dudley soon becomes both the source of and solution to their problems. Dudley out here doing the most. Dudley's best of both worlds. Dudley's like, you think it's bad? I'm going to show you bad, and then we'll fix it. Dang, Dudley. Evita is the next one. It's a Hollywood Pictures. The musical story of Argentina's controversial and charismatic Eva Perón, a girl who rose from poverty to become one of the most powerful women in the world as the wife of Juan Perón, changing her country's history through sheer determination and a conviction that all Argentinians should prosper. It seems like it would be a good movie. It's Madonna and Antonio Banderas. I'd give it a go. I'd watch it. If you've seen it, let me know if it's any good. Next movie is called Metro, and it has Eddie Murphy in it. It's a Touchstone movie rated R. Scott Roper is a fast-talking, wisecracking hostage negotiator whose unorthodox but winning ways make him the San Fran Police Department's top arbitrator. But even his silver tongue cannot change his fortune when he and rookie SWAT team sharpshooter Kevin McCall come face-to-face with a psychotic killer in a lethal game of cat and mouse. Sounds good to me. Also, that first description of the character really just reminds me of Eddie Murphy in general. So, perfect role for Eddie Murphy. Next movie, can you tell I'm moving and shaking today? We got a lot to get through. Prefontaine, it's a Hollywood Pictures movie. The inspiring true story of an incomparable athlete who attains greatness, challenged defeat, and transformed adversity into personal triumph. From early childhood, the handsome, charismatic, brash Pre, as he was affectionately known throughout his life, was filled with determination to succeed at the highest level no matter the odds. I'm really trying to be that person also. Like, I really want to be successful, and I really want to just be a good human. I'm trying my best. How am I doing? I hope well. I hope I'm doing well. Next movie, Hollywood Studios, rated R, Shadow Conspiracy. A trusted presidential advisor, Bobby, suddenly finds himself a murder suspect and his own life threatened by a ruthless professional killer. Those are the scariest kind. He goes underground with a former girlfriend and ace reporter, Amanda, and uncovers a plot to assassinate the president with conspirators including the vice president and a crafty chief of staff who feel he has become too liberal. There's a lot going on in that film. It sounds stressful. And also, if all these big heavy hitter people are, wow, how do you thwart that? I'm sure the movie ends with it thwarted. I don't know. But it sounds like it'd be a good movie. Very suspenseful. Next movie, Christina Ricci and Dougie Doug. Listen, That Darn Cat. It's an updated remake of the 1965 feature. 16-year-old Patty is totally bored with her sleepy hometown, and she awakens to feverish excitement when her tomcat, DC, which stands for Darn Cat, delivers an important clue in a mysterious kidnapping of a wealthy family's maid. With inept novice FBI agent Zeke Kelso at her side, she must track DC through all his favorite hangouts, hoping to solve the mystery. I've never seen this, and I have no idea why I've never seen this. But it sounds wonderful, so would watch. Next movie, Tim Allen, everybody's favorite movie dad, Jungle to Jungle. Successful commodities trader Michael Cromwell's a great name, is engaged to marry Charlotte, but first he must finalize his divorce from his estranged wife, Dr. Patricia Cromwell. Leaving everything behind, including his hyperactive business partner, Richard, Michael travels into the Amazon jungle where Patricia has been living since she left him. He gets a surprise of his life when he discovers 13-year-old son. We just read this. They just changed it. It's a remake. It's a remake. I was like, I just read this description for another movie. It's a remake with Tim Allen. Here we are. That's what I'm doing. I'm telling you, I researching these things. Takes a lot, and then I forget. So it's a remake with Tim Allen. I am refreshed now. Next movie, Touchstone Picture. It's called The Sixth Man. Just as a college basketball star, Anton Tyler is about to realize his dreams of making it to the NCAA championships, he dies, leaving his brother Kenny to lead the Washington Huskies to victory. Heartbroken, scared, and lonely, Kenny loses his drive to win until Anton's ghost appears, determined to take his team all the way. Kenny finds his self-confidence and comes to realize he must ask the sixth man to leave the team so he and his teammates can play fair and square. Oh, that's so sad. It hit me at the end that his deceased brother is the sixth man. Ugh. Okay. That's sad. Also, Travis is probably about to walk in that door, so I'm going to pause just for a second and let the kiddos get their happy tippy-tap paws out, and then we'll go back to recording. Be right back. All right, right back in it. Here we go. It's a Hollywood Pictures. It's rated R, and it's called Grosse Point Blank. A hitman, Martin, specializes in assassinations in this comedy, but he has begun to have an identity crisis, realizing that his life lacks meaning. I mean, yeah, I don't think taking people out is meaningful. Pass. Next movie. I think it's Rami and Michelle's high school reunion, and it's a Touchstone, rated R. With the 10-year high school reunion fast approaching, best friends and party girls Rami and Michelle review their lives since high school and are surprised to find them sorely lacking. That's what happens if you peak in high school. Don't do that. Learn and get out. Peak later. Don't peak in high school. Next movie. Hollywood Pictures. Gone Fishing. It is the weekend, and best friends Gus and Joe have decided to leave the wives and their problems at home and go fishing, having won a grand prize vacation to the Florida Everglades from Bait and Tackle magazine by writing an essay on How Come We Fish. But the duo never gets close enough to the water to bait their hooks because they stumble into a wild adventure. I wonder what the adventure is. Because putting these two together, just like as far as actors and movies they've done, wild times. I do want to watch that. This next movie, Touchstone, rated R. I love this movie. I have seen this movie a ton. I love this movie. Con Air. Ugh. Such a good movie. And hot take, it's probably the best Nicolas Cage movie. Convicts on a plane. The convicts take over the plane. They're trying to get away. The plane's got to land. It is a wild, wild ride. Twists and turns, explosions, Money falling from the sky. Las Vegas. Watch the movie. It's great. It's great. Dave Chappelle's in it. It's a great movie. Sorry, I can't get comfortable, so, the chair squeaks. Next movie, Hercules. A lot more innocent. Home of my favorite sidekicks and Disney villain. Hercules. He's technically a god, or like a demigod. But in this movie, a god, and he doesn't know it, and then he meets Phil, and it's like some of the best soundtracks of all time. Them girls are getting at the muses. Girl. Slay. And then, then he wants to stay with Meg. It's great. If you've not seen Hercules, please go watch Hercules. It's phenomenal. Hercules. George of the Jungle. Let me tell you, I love Brendan Fraser. Did you hear me before? I was basically screaming from the rooftops. Brendan Fraser. Thank you. Brendan Fraser. I love him so much. Based on the well-known animated 1960 television series, this live-action film features the klutzy George, who grew up as a Tarzan-like character after surviving a jungle plane crash and being raised by gorillas. Then he meets a cute lady and she takes him into town. Basically like Tarzan. But it's great. Next movie, Nothing to Lose, Touchstone rated R. Things couldn't get any worse for advertising executive Nick Beam, whose life has just completely unraveled when he thinks he has caught his wife being unfaithful to him with his boss. That's rough. But while he's sitting at a traffic light in the state of shock and unable to get a grip on reality, a fast-talking carjacker named T. Paul leaps into his car, attempting to rob him. With nothing to lose and on the verge of a nervous breakdown, Nick turns the tables on his mugger, taking him hostage while he decides what to do. Don't take people hostage. Don't cheat on people. Be kind. But it sounds like a wild ride. Also, it's Martin Lawrence. So it's probably hilarious because Martin Lawrence is hilarious. Next, the goodest of boys. See that picture? Air Bud. An aspiring 12-year-old basketball player, Josh, trying to deal with the death of his father, moves with his family to a sleepy town of Fernfield, Washington, where he has no friends and is too shy to try out for the school basketball team. One day, he finds a runaway golden retriever while practicing on an abandoned court. The amazing thing about Buddy, the dog, is that he can accurately shoot hoops. Who doesn't love a feel-good story? We love Air Bud. I'm going to try to, adjust this camera. I feel like it's too low. Hang on. Let me play with this for a sec. Just pop, you guys. I can't even see my ears. All right, is that better? Maybe. Who knows? Lower, higher, who cares? Keep it moving. Next film, Hollywood Studios rated R. It's G.I. Jane. We love a Demi Moore moment. Navy intelligence officer Lieutenant O'Neill sets a historic precedent when she is recruited as a test case to be the first woman allowed to train for the highly covert operations unit known as the Navy SEALs. She's a tough broad, okay? And freaking amazing at that. So, worth a watch, I'm just saying. Doesn't come without trials and tribulations, but Next movie is Touchstone, also rated R. It is 1,000 Acres. Do you imagine owning 1,000 acres? Oof. The saga of the Cook family, headed by the patriarch Larry Cook. Cook's kingdom is a fertile farm that spans 1,000 acres, but the seeds of its destruction are sown when he impulsively decides to distribute it among 3 daughters, Jenny, Rose, and Caroline. The apportioned land soon begins to divide the family. Why? You guys just can't get along? Make it work. My family has land and I have a sister. I'm not gonna knock her out for it. Just saying. Share. Next movie, Hollywood Pictures, Washington Square. In 1850s New York, shy and awkward Catherine, the daughter of a wealthy and distinguished physician and favored by neither beauty nor brilliance, is tottering into spinsterhood when she falls wildly and temptuously in love with the smooth and dashing wastrel. Okay? Morris Townsend. She's encouraged by her romantic and sympathetic aunt, Lavinia, I think is her name. Catherine is heir to an imposing fortune, and her father, who does not hold a high opinion of his daughter, is highly suspicious of the young man's intentions. Get it together, Dad. Okay? What in the world? Okay. Spinster. She was 23 years old. Plot twist. She was literally 23 years old. Like, wild times back in the day. Next movie, Rocket Man. I'll let you sing the song. It's cool. It's cool. You with me? All right. When a member of a first manned mission searching for life on Mars is injured during training, NASA turns to a very unlikely replacement, the designer of the ship's operating system, Fred, for who the rocket scientist is no rocket scientist. Comic chaos ensues en route to the Red Planet as Fred butts heads with no-nonsense crew as Captain William Overbeck falls hopelessly in love with beautiful but humorous officer Julie and teams up with Ulysses, a trained chimpanzee. Listen, I feel like I have seen this movie because I see his face. I just keep looking back at it. Yeah, I feel like I've seen this. It's not really landing, puns intended, but I feel like I've seen it. Let me know if you've seen it, if you remember this, or this is a fever dream I've had. I don't know. Touchstone, rated R. It's called Playing God. Stripped of his medical license after performing an operation while high on amphetamines. Don't. Need I say more? Famed LA surgeon Dr. Eugene Sands abandons his former life only to find himself crossing paths with Raymond Blossom, a ruthless criminal. Maybe get help for the amphetamines and don't criminal. I don't know. It sounds like a wild ride, and I think it's got, it's Angelina Jolie. Laura Croft. Those are great movies. Ugh. Sorry, I'm getting off track. Next movie, Flubber. I loved Flubber. Loved it. Flubber's a magical substance invented by Professor Ned Bernard in The Absent-Minded Professor. But Disney gave away its formula for making Flubber in the film's publicity. To 1 pound of saltwater taffy, add 1 heaping tablespoon polyurethane foam, 1 cake crumbled yeast, mix until smooth, allow to rise, then pour into saucepan over 1 cup cracked rice mixed with 1 cup of water. Add toppings of molasses. Boil until it lid lifts and says, "Whirl." I'm telling you, if you haven't seen this, Robin Williams, 10 out of 10. Go see Flubber. Or see the pre-Flubbers. There's several Flubber movies. I didn't realize how many there were, but now I know. All right, switching gears. Hollywood Pictures rated R, An American Werewolf in Paris. 3 young American college grads, Andy, Chris, and Brad. Sorry, I was like, there's 3. Where's the other name? Found it. Traveling across Europe on a self-styled daredevil tour. Descend upon Paris, seeking some serious fun and adventure, while planning a bungee jump from the Eiffel Tower. No. Andy sees a woman of his dreams, the beautiful, mysterious Seraphine, intent on committing suicide. Seraphine, it's okay, girl. Don't do that. Don't do that. He makes a split-second decision to jump to save her, which he does, and he is injured and knocked unconscious, and she escapes. And searching for her, he discovers that when the moon is full, she turns into a werewolf, and it is happening to him too. You just try to save somebody from hurting themselves, you become a werewolf. It sounds stressful, but intriguing. There's other werewolf movies. What's the one with Michael J. Fox? Yep, I'm blanking. You know what it is. Werewolf movies can be good. Also, there's Werewolf in Harry Potter. We love him. We love Sirius Black. And that other cool guy whose name escapes me. And I wish it didn't, and I'm very sorry. I apologize. Next movie, Mr. Magoo. Huey Magoo has delicious chicken tenders. If you haven't seen the video where I show off that chicken sandwich, delicious. When a stolen and priceless ruby, the star of... no idea, I'll put it in and drive myself crazy, lands in the possession of nearsighted millionaire Quincy Magoo, a sinister plot is hatched to steal it back. Leave him alone. That little doggo looks like he's trying the hardest to keep him off the ledge. I feel like there's an issue there. I love a good comedy, good wholesome family comedy. I'm going to call this Kundun. It is a Touchstone film. In 1937, a 2.5-year-old boy, Tenzin Gyatso, from a simple family in rural Tibet, was recognized as the 14th reincarnation of the Buddha of love and compassion, and destined to become the spiritual and political leader of his country. Told through the eyes of the Dalai Lama, the movie chronicles his early life, from childhood through the Chinese invasion in 1950 and his journey into exile in 1959. It's a Martin Scorsese picture. Oh, the destiny of a people lives in the heart of a boy. That's a cute quote. It's probably a great film. Also, Willa's yelling at the door because I closed it because she is being rambunctious. Also, Travis is now playing video games, so while I finish recording, so I didn't want copyright music or sounds or anything. I'm not really sure what he's playing, so we gotta be safe. Next movie, Deep Rising. This looks terrifying, but also I kind of want to watch it. Hollywood Pictures, rated R. Somewhere in the South China Sea, I'm uncomfortable. Horrific, lethal, and unstoppable creatures have emerged from the bottomless depths and attacked the world's most lavish luxury cruise ship on its maiden voyage. With strength and deadly precision, these inhumane forces have transformed the vessel into a horrific death trap. For the few remaining on the ship who have escaped, at least for the moment, plus the ill-fated smuggler John Finnegan and a bunch of mercenaries who dock their crippled vessel, the Saipan, a living nightmare awaits. I want to know what it is, but I'd also probably be like this the whole time, shielding myself. But I'm really intrigued by that one. If you've seen that movie, please let me know if it's good, if it's worth it. I'd like to know. I think that this next one says Krippendorf's Tribe. It's a Touchstone movie. Anthropologist James, a single father trying to raise 3 kids, has for 2 years been living off a Proxmere Foundation grant to study an undiscovered tribe in New Guinea. Unfortunately, there's no tribe, and all the grant money he has been collecting has been spent on his kids. Parent stuff, When he is told that he must prove the tribe exists by documenting it on film, he begs his dysfunctional family to help him concoct a scheme involving the family as the fictional Krippendorf's Tribe. Maybe just don't scheme people out of money. Also, this that's a pose. He's very 90-degree angled. I don't know how he did that, but I'm impressed. All right, Burn, Hollywood Burn. Hollywood Pictures. It's rated R. It's an Alan, I think it's Smithy film. Smithy. It's a story of the behind-the-scenes intrigue of a big-budget action-adventure film. Hollywood film reveals director Alan Smithy's bizarre odyssey through a series of interviews with real celebrities and fictional characters. That's all it tells me. It sounds like a wild time. It's like behind the scenes of a movie with like real but also fictional celebrities doing their thing. Yeah. This next movie, I have no idea what this even is. And it looks weird, and I want to know how come I didn't know it existed. It's called Meet the Deedles. I also like the word Deedles. That's cool. 2 surfer dude brothers, of course, that's how it says, from Hawaii, Phil and Stu Deedle, have to prove to their millionaire father that they've matured or risk being disinherited. Better grow up. The guys wind up training as rookie rangers in Yellowstone National Park and soon find themselves in hot water when they uncover a plot by a deranged ranger who plans to steal Old Faithful Geyser. How are you going to steal Old Faithful? I have questions, but okay. Also, okay, their hair is waves, but it's not like that in the movie now that I've read the thing all the way, and I'm sad about that. Anyway, next movie. Touchstone, rated R. He got game. I said that, and my brain immediately went, you got mail. I'm a child of AOL, okay? It's fine. The governor, big supporter of his alma mater, Big State, temporarily paroles Jake Shuttlesworth from prison after over 6 years behind bars and gives him a chance of a commuted sentence if he can accomplish one task. Jake's estranged son, Jesus, is the #1 basketball player in America, and the governor wants him to turn down the large number of offers he has received and play for big state. What did he do to be sent to prison? And his sentence has already been 6 years, so I need to know, what did he do? I feel like there's a bigger, I don't know. It's Denzel Washington, though. It's probably a great movie. Next, The Horse Whisperer. It's a Touchstone movie. 14-year-old Grace is physically and emotionally scarred after a terrible riding accident while astride with her prized horse Pilgrim. Her mother, Annie, a high-powered magazine editor, realizes that the fates of her daughter and the horse are inextricably linked, so she searches for a horse whisperer, someone with an unique gift for curing troubled horses. What's wrong with the horse? Was it whipped too hard? I have questions. What made the horse go astray? Is it really the horse's fault? Should we blame the horse? I think Pilgrim may not be the only one to blame. Next movie, 6 Days, 7 Nights. It's a Touchstone film. Quinn Harris is a rough cargo pilot who makes his living flying freight in his weather-beaten old plane. That sounds very Harrison Ford, if you ask me. His life changes when he meets Robin, a sharp-driven magazine editor on holiday with her new fiancé, Frank. When an unexpected editorial deadline requires Robin to be in Tahiti, she reluctantly bribes Quinn to fly her there. Forced down in a storm, the two suddenly find themselves stranded on a desert island, where over the next week danger and romance ensue as the two castaways are thrown into a series of adventures, conquering the wilds, evading pirates, and trying to find a way to get off the island. You know, it's very Harrison Ford. Stranded, beautiful woman, an island. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling. Next movie, Mulan. I love this movie. Also, banging soundtrack. You know, Disney does make good soundtracks. I'll give them a bit of Disney and Pixar credit where credit's due. But some of these just outrank others. You know what I mean? Like Phil Collins really did that Tarzan soundtrack. I'm just saying. Based on a 2,000-year-old Chinese folktale, animated features the story of a high-spirited girl who tries hard to please her parents and be the perfect daughter, but who feels she is always disappointing them. And then she takes her father's place in war. And she's a baddie. I was trying to think of the way to say that without saying that the adult way. I think that suffices. No cussing on this channel. Thank you. I try to keep it as PG as possible. Next movie, Armageddon. Also, if you haven't seen Mulan, please go watch that. Also, if you haven't seen Armageddon, please go watch that. I cried. Hard. Touchstone. An asteroid the size of Texas is heading directly toward Earth at 22,000 miles per hour, with the potential to destroy the planet. NASA's executive director, Dan, has only one option: to send up a crew to destroy the asteroid. He enlists the help of an unlikely hero, Harry, the world's foremost deep-core oil driller, I knew I was going to mess that up, and Stamper's roughneck team of drillers to land on the asteroid, drill 800 feet into its surface, and drop a nuclear device into the core. On its heroic journey utilizing 2 space shuttles, Freedom and Independence, of course they're named that, they face the most physically and emotionally challenging conditions ever encountered in order to save the world and prevent Armageddon. It's a wonderful, wonderful movie. And if you haven't seen it, please go watch it. But just box the tissues. I'm just warning you. Box the tissues. Otherwise, phenomenal. Phenomenal movie. Bruce Willis, Liv Tyler, Ben Affleck. You know. I'm just looking at the whole list of people. Like, it goes on and on. Please go watch that. Some heavy hitters in that movie. All right. Jane Austen's Mafia. When I think of Jane Austen, I'm not thinking of a mafia, but it's a Touchstone film. This parody of films about organized crime begins with young Vincent. Okay, I'm gonna call him Vinny, because I don't know, my brain can't read that. Vinny forced to leave Sicily and swim to America, where he becomes the infamous, tough klutz patriarch of a powerful crime family. As he ages, he realizes that he will have to hand the reins of the power to one of his sons either the psychotic Joey or the war hero Anthony. In the background are the themes of a strong family loyalty and struggle of power and relentless teachery. Honestly, it sounds like it would be funny and it would be a good time and I'd watch it. Next movie, The Parent Trap. This is the one with Lindsay Lohan. So, the two girls are separated. They come together. They finally become friends because for some reason they don't want to be at first. I'd be all about it. But then they try to get their parents together so then they can be sisters and their parents can... It just works out that both their parents are single because, what if they hadn't been? Also, Lindsay Lohan does not have a twin. That was a whole thing back in the day. Just her. She did great. She played 2 roles. Very impressive for a child. All right, Firelight, Hollywood Pictures, rated R, next movie. Beautiful but poor Swiss governess Elizabeth meets secretly in 1837 with an English landowner, Charles Goodwin, to conceive a child in exchange for money. Okay. 7 years later, the two are drawn together again when Elizabeth joins Charles' forlorn household in the Sussex countryside as governess to Louisa? Sworn to secrecy, Elizabeth must now hide her passionate feelings for the man she loves and the child she brought into the world. That sounds like a mess. A mess, I tell you. But I'm not going to lie, it sounds very 1837. So there's that, Next movie, Hollywood Pictures, Simon Birch. Simon Birch is the smallest baby ever born. And as he gets older, he remains small. Certain he's going to become a hero, he argues about faith with his Sunday school teacher and priest and pals around with his best friend Joe. However, when his first hit in a baseball game, a high foul ball accidentally kills Joe's mother, the destinies of the two boys become linked. Simon helps Joe look for his father while trying to figure out how he is supposed to become a hero. What is happening? What is happening? I don't like it. I don't like it. I really hope that one has a happy ending because I'm sad. I don't like it. Eddie Murphy movie called Holy Man. And I hope this one's not sad. Touchstone. When Ricky Heyman, a top executive at the Goodbye Shopping Network, finds his job on the line, he desperately searches for an innovative idea to boost his network sales. Good idea. A chance encounter with G, a street guru, gives him an idea. Give the charismatic holy man his own television show and make shopping via the tube a truly religious experience. I hope it's a funny one. Because, what's it called? The Shopping Network. Oh my god. All grandmas love it. QVC. Mine won't stay off of it. That's what I thought of. It's QVC with comedy. Perfect. Maybe if, I don't know. Does anyone else have a hard time keeping their grandma off of certain things? My grandma needs to stay off of QVC. Beloved, Touchstone, rated R. A decade after the Civil War, I think it's Seta, a woman who had escaped from slavery at the Sweet Home Plantation, continues to live in its shadow. Living in a seemingly haunted house in rural Ohio at 124 Bluestone Road with her teenage daughter Denver, Seta, I think it's how you pronounce that, receives a surprise visit from Paul D., another Sweet Home survivor. Denver resents the presence of Paul D., but the three have even more problems when a mysterious stranger named Beloved appears in their midst. Beloved was the name of Seta's child who had died at her hand years before, and Seta believes this is the child revived. I have a ton of questions. Also, I would like to watch this. It's got Danny Glover. There's Oprah Winfrey. Thandie Newton. Yeah, I'd like to watch this movie. So, if anyone's seen it, let me know. But I want to watch it. Adam Sandler, The Water Boy. I did not know. Oh, sorry, I had to shift. Oh, falling asleep over here. I did not know that this movie was going to be on this list. So I have a soft spot for Adam Sandler. I don't really have many movies he's made that I don't like, especially like his older movies. Lowly Waterboy Bobby is 31 years old, overly protected by his mother. Yeah. And socially inept, but he loves his job with the university football team, even though he's constantly the target of gross jokes and public humiliation. Yeah. But then, he'd just be doing the most out there on the field. So, if you haven't seen it, please go watch Waterboy, but I'm sure you've probably seen it. Also, if you don't like Adam Sandler, I can't relate. Sorry. It just is the way it is. It's fine. We can have opposing opinions. All right, next movie is I'll Be Home for Christmas. Jake Wilkinson, a self-absorbed prep school student, finds himself just days before Christmas stranded in the middle of the California desert wearing a Santa suit and a white beard glued to his face. Put there by the football team who thinks he double-crossed them by not providing the correct answers on the final test, Jake has to find a way to get to New York by 6 p.m. on Christmas Eve or risk forfeiting the vintage Porsche. Ooh. His father promised if his son comes home for the holidays. I'd be running home too. Oh. That sound was the sound of the duct tape that I have to hold the door closed being ripped open by Willow. Alright, she can stay in here. It's cool. I'm just going to leave this in. Why not? We're going to keep going. Alright, Enemy of the State, Touchstone, rated R. A chance encounter with an old friend destroys Robert Dean's fast-track career and happy home life when he is framed for a murder by a corrupt intelligence official. As an administrator within the National Security Agency, Thomas Bryan Reynolds sees his role as being the ultimate guardian of the United States, and when the stakes are high, he believes he must bend the rules to protect her secrets. It's got Will Smith. And that excites me. And I think it's probably a great movie. And I'd watch it. Next, I freaking love this movie. It's A Bug's Life. I'm going to really miss the show in Animal Kingdom, but it's going to be a Zootopia show, so alright. But I've said it before and I'll say it again, I think my childhood is just slowly fleeting from the parks. That's okay. I'll live a couple Disney decades. It's fine. You know, yeah. A hungry horde of grasshoppers, led by Hopper, who's a jerk, try to force the ants to collect their food. The ants eventually stand up to him and scare him off. And Hopper meets the end he was destined to meet. It's a wild, crazy adventure. The bugs are cute. Heimlich's my favorite. I like all the characters that like to eat. Have you noticed? It's very like... Yep, it's me. I am the character that likes to eat. So, you know, go see it. Go watch it. Watch it right now. Even if you've seen it, go see it again. Next film. I don't like this movie. It makes me sad. Mighty Joe Young. Zoologist Greg O'Hara is exploring the remote mountains, I can't say, Pangani Mountains in Central Africa when he comes upon an incredible discovery, an awesome, says awesome, 15-foot gorilla. Fearsome and dangerous when provoked, he is tame in the hands of Jill, the 21-year-old orphan who raised the gorilla and named him Joe. Then he gets threatened, climbs a building, you know, he doesn't make it. I can't watch that movie. It makes me sad. Moving on. Touchstone film, a civil action. This is a John Travolta movie. A small-time, self-possessed, it was like a bunch of like in-togethers. A small-time, self-possessed, personal injury. Attorney's greed entangles him in a case that threatens to destroy him. Regarding alleged water contamination, which appears straightforward, instead evolves into a labyrinth lawsuit of epic proportions where truth, if it can be found at all, resides not in the courtroom but buried deep in a network of deceit and corruption. Okay. Deceit and corruption do play a role in good movies most of the time, so it's probably good. Rushmore, Touchstone, rated R. A chronicle of a year in the life of a 15-year-old student, Max Fisher, At Rushmore Academy, one of the finest schools in the country, Max loves his prestigious school, is the editor of the school paper, and is involved in practically every student organization. Because of all of his extraordinary activities, he is also one of the worst students in school. Threatened with expulsion, he begins a new interest, pursuing a first-grade teacher. No. 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 Oh, no. No. Don't do that. Anyway. My favorite Martian. And I won't lie, I've seen this. It's been a long time. But it's a good movie. When a Martian spacecraft accidentally crash lands on Earth, ambitious television reporter Tim O'Hara visualizes his upcoming fame at breaking what he sees as the story of a century. The Martian takes human form and poses as Tim's Uncle Martin. Hoping to repair his ship for a return to Mars, he systemically thwarts all of Tim's attempts to divulge the truth. Eventually, the two become friends and decide to work together to outwit scientists who have discovered the Martian's existence. It's a great film. You should go watch it. If you haven't seen it, it's a good time. It's not a waste of your time. It's a good time. Touchstone film, The Other Sister. Carla Tate, while mentally challenged, has matured into a young woman with dreams and ambitions, searching for her independence. She has a handicap, her mother, who refuses to accept her daughter's personal needs. Carla falls in love for the first time with a young man who is also mentally challenged and defies her family in order to prove that, despite all appearances, she has a capacity to be a responsible adult worthy of being loved. Well, of course she does. Of course she does. I'm glad that her family cares, but you know? And I love love. So it sounds like a good time. Doug's first movie. And for some reason, why did I think, is Doug Nickelodeon or was it always Disney? Am I losing it? Doug Funny, an imaginative and quirky 12-and-a-half-year-old, they're very specific, finds himself caught between saving an endangered monster of Lucky Duck Lake and a burning desire to take his secret crush Patty Mayonnaise to the school dance. Not only does he discover the mythical monster is real, but it's subject to an elaborate cover-up by one of Bluffington's leading citizens, but a slick upperclassman is trying to have Patty for himself. We can't have that. I loved watching Doug when I was a kid. I'll watch it now. Pork Chop. That's the best character. Pork Chop's the dog. Next movie. Touchstone, 10 Things I Hate About You. Bianca and Kat Strafford are sisters, but there are similarity. Oh, that's where the similarity ends. My bad. Bianca, a popular and attractive high school sophomore, is unable to date until older sister Kat does so. But Kat is so ill-tempered, she alienates any boy who might be remotely interested in her. So Bianca and her hoped-for boyfriend record a scheme to match Kate with someone who might be her compatible. Don't do that. I mean, I get you want to date. Just find a different way. There may not be a good way. I don't know. Don't do that to your sister. Endurance is the next film. The story of distance runner Haley. I'm going to butcher this. I'm going to put it on screen also. Gebrselassie from Ethiopia. And how he eventually won the 10,000 meter race at the Atlanta Olympics in 1996. That's a wild human being, okay? It's crazy. It's crazy. And I'm here for it. It's just Willa fighting things. Don't pay attention. We're still going. We're going strong. Touchstone, rated R. It's called Instinct. A brilliant young psychiatrist, Theo Calder, must unlock the secrets within the mind of Dr. Ethan Powell, an anthropologist who lived in the wilds for 3 years. Bless you. With a family of mountain gorillas. Dr. Powell, who has not spoken in years, has discovered a secret that could alter the future of mankind. But before his knowledge can be revealed, the psychiatrist must relearn the truth behind a homicidal attack in the jungles of Rwanda, of which the doctor stands accused, and for which he is now held captive in a brutal prison for the criminally insane. That sounds like a good movie. Ooh, Okay. Okay. Another added to the list. Me going back through my videos, editing, and writing down all the movies that I was interested in. That's what's happening. Tarzan! We made it to Tarzan. I knew it was in this decade. Phil Collins. Banging soundtrack. Disney said, Phil, could you create us a little something? And Phil was like, I'm going to go as hard as possible. And he did. Willa, please stop touching things. Never. You know, it doesn't really give me the description. Tarzan, baby, raised in the wild by gorillas, finally meets humans. Some good, some bad. Pretty much that's it. Learns the ways of humans. Gets close and personal with cute little Jane. And her father is like an adorable human being. You kidding me? It's a great movie. If you haven't seen Tarzan, or just listen to the soundtrack, please, at least go listen to the soundtrack. Yeah, switching gears. Summer of Sam, rated R. During the summer of 1977, the serial killer dubbed the Son of Sam begins terrorizing New York City. With the media playing an integral role in creating mass fear and paranoia, the whole city becomes a hotbed of trepidation and panic. As a vicious murderer preying on young women stalks his way through the Italian-American section of the Bronx, a 32-year-old thug, Joey T., and his gang of flunkies begin a witch hunt for the murderer, obsessed with the idea that he is someone from the neighborhood. You know, I don't know why I've never seen this. Sorry, I really need to shift. Oh, my legs are falling asleep and everything. I don't know why I've never seen this, but this is something that's also going on my list. So, I'm adding it to the list. Can I help you girls? They both ran over here, so if anything happens to this camera, you'll know why. Next, Inspector Gadget. Mild-mannered security officer John is blown to pieces by a nefarious villain, but then is rebuilt into a resourceful detective by a beautiful scientist, Brenda. 14,000 useful and handy devices are stored all over his body, making Inspector Gadget a virtual human Swiss Army knife and helping inspire him to become the world's top detective. The cartoon from back in the day, my sister really loved, and it drove me nuts to have to watch because there were other shows I wanted to watch, and it wasn't that. Although now looking back, it was a good show. This movie, I love it so much. It is not for you kids, but it is a whirlwind of emotion. The Sixth Sense. This is my favorite Bruce Willis movie. It is so good. So good. Hollywood Pictures. Cole Sear, an 8-year-old boy, is haunted by his ability to see dead people. A helpless and reluctant... Sorry, I'm getting smacked here. Cole is terrified by threatening visitations from those with unresolved problems who appear from the shadows. Confused by his paranormal powers, Cole is too young to understand his purpose and too terrified to tell anyone, except child psychologist Dr. Malcolm Crowe, about his torment. As Crowe tries to uncover the ominous truth about Cole's supernatural abilities, they both receive a jolt that awakens them to something harrowing and unexplainable. It sure does. That is a wild movie. I won't give this one away, I guess. If you haven't seen this one, please go watch it. Please go watch it. It's one of the best movie twists of all time. It's crazy. Willow. And Ember's tippy tapping because she wants me to rub her. Don't put my straw in your mouth. Don't. Moving on. The 13th Warrior, it's a Touchstone film. When an important emissary from Baghdad, Ibn, accompanied by his manservant, is abducted by a band of Viking warriors. He is forced to join their quest to battle cannibal creatures, legendary for consuming every living thing in their path. No. He realizes he must conquer his fear and go to battle with the warriors, face being devoured as well. What in the world? No. No. That sounds crazy. It's Antonio Banderas. That sounds crazy. Breakfast of Champions. We just talked about eating people. Weird timing. It's a Hollywood Pictures. It's rated R. Dwayne, the leader of a vast financial empire which controls Midland City, is on the verge of a midlife crisis. As his identity as the most respected man in the city begins to unravel in his own mind, he meets an impoverished writer, Kilgore, in town for a fine arts festival. The worlds collide, and Midland City will never be the same. I don't really know what that means. But I hope it's a feel-good movie. Breakfast of Champions came up right after the thing about eating people. Anyway, moving on. Mumford. It is Touchstone. It's rated R. A psychologist named Dr. Mumford hangs out his shingle. This is not making any sense to me. So, a psychologist named Dr. Mumford hangs out his shingle. That's what it says. In a small town that also happens to be named Mumford, and begins dispensing no-nonsense advice to an array of quirky locals. Included are the shop-by-mail addicted housewife, an eccentric young billionaire, a mild-mannered pharmacist with delusions, and Dr. Mumford's unique style of therapy has a surprising effect on the community, sparking romance in some of the most unlikely places. Besides the fact that my brain couldn't read that first sentence, you know, all right, weird. Hollywood Pictures rated R, Alaska mystery. Anything about Alaska, I'm immediately cold. Completely isolated by glaciers and vast snowy mountains, the residents of the little town of Mystery are experts at one sport, hockey, played on the glaciers. The weekly hockey game has become a ritual celebration attended with religious devotion. However, an article in a sports magazine prompts the NHL to send the New York Rangers to challenge these local heroes, and a publicity stunt threatens to change the way of life in Mystery forever. Just leave these people alone, okay? They don't want your who cares? Leave them alone. Leave them alone. I did look up how to say this man's name. I think it's Works. And I'm really sorry if I said that wrong. But this is a film. This next one is a film about the animation pioneer and the early Walt Disney collaborator, Works. It's written and produced and directed by his granddaughter, Leslie, which I think is cute. And he had some great hair. Some great hair. And just like the fashion. I love it so much. But that's very cute. Next. The Straight Story. Alvin Straight, 73-year-old man with failing eyesight who uses 2 canes to walk, receives a call that his brother Lyle, several hundred miles away, has suffered a stroke. Without a driver's license, the eccentric Alvin sets out at 5 miles an hour to get his brother aboard his 1966 John Deere lawnmower. On his difficult odyssey, Alvin encounters a number of strangers with whom he shares his life's earned wisdom in simple stories and has a profound impact on their lives. Somebody just take this man to his brother and then back to his tractor. Oh my God, I'd probably cry. I want to cry just reading it. I love cute little old people. I want to one day, I aspire to be a cute little old person, so we'll see what happens. Next movie, Touchstone's rated R. It's The Insider. Jeffrey was a central witness in the lawsuits filed by Mississippi and all 49 other states against the tobacco industry, which eventually were settled for $246 billion. The former head of research and development of the corporate office, and a corporate officer at Brown and Williamson, was a top scientist and ultimate insider. There's no one like him has ever gone public before. That's all it tells me. So he's a heck of a guy. That's all it says. I don't have enough information to make a conscious script about this movie. I don't know. So that's all I got. Toy Story 2. Andy goes off to summer camp. We don't love that. Okay, we don't. And the toys are left to their own devices. When an obsessive toy collector, Al, kidnaps Woody, he's got to be saved. So they try to save him. Al from Al's Toy Barn. I do love the most satisfying part of that film is when Woody gets all dressed up, like redone, repainted and stuff. Like, granted, I realize the whole Andy part is gone and that hurts your heart a little bit, but like the colors, perfect. Would he be looking fresh out the box, which was the point. Next movie, Touchstone, rated R. Deuce Bigalow, Male Gigolo. If you haven't seen this one, please just watch it. Deuce is a naive, down-on-his-luck guy who cleans fish tanks for a living. His life changes while fish-sitting for Anton, a debonair, world-class male escort. He gets comfortable in his apartment, where his only rules are, don't answer the phone and don't drive the Porsche. After a chain of events that virtually destroy the apartment and needing money to pay for the damages, Deuce mistakenly answers the business phone and becomes Deuce Bigelow, male gigolo, entering a world beyond his wildest dreams. I'm just saying, if you haven't seen it, just go watch it, okay? You won't be disappointed. You won't be disappointed. Just do it. All right, next movie, Touchstone, rated R, Cradle Will Rock. The art and theater world of the 1930s New York City in the midst of a burgeoning cultural revolution. Different stories are interwoven to show how individual courage stood in the face of censorship and artists risked their livelihood by performing in shows and painting their canvases. This is basically just like a collection of things from different artists in a time where it was just hard. It was hard for them, and I think that this is wonderful. There is a ton of names on here. Bill Murray is my favorite one out of all of these. I'm just going to say. The Cusacks are on here. It's a Tim Robbins film. Never seen it, but, you know. I'm sure it's a good, I can't think of the word. You guys know what I mean. Collection of stories is what I'm going to use because I can't think of the word I want right now. Anyway, I think we're so close to being done. We are. You guys, we're on the last movie. Touchstone. It's Bicentennial Man. My goodness. Andrew Martin, an android programmed to perform menial tasks, displays uncharacteristically human emotions and is curious and creative. Over time, he recognizes that he has a unique destiny to become human. Throughout 2 centuries and generations in the Martin family, Andrew discovers the intricacies of life and love and what it truly means to be a human. I don't know if any of us know what it truly means to be a human, but you know what? It's probably adorable. Also, it would probably make me cry. At some point, I'd be very sad. He just wants to be a human and isn't. Ugh, anyway. You guys, we made it. We made it. We made it. Woo! We made it to the end of the 90s. Sorry, I forgot I needed the end of this. Hold please. Okay, we're back. What was Disney's highest grossing film from 1990 to 1999? Oh, The Lion King. You know, I kind of assumed. It was a heavy hitter. I had a ton of Lion King merch because of my grandmother. She even bought Lion King fabric and made me a dress. Yeah, I was little. It's a cute dress. There's several pictures from like the mall backgrounds when you went in and I'm holding a little Simba. Wild times. Wild times. Out of curiosity, give me 1 second, and I want to know what was the highest grossing just between those specific years that we talked about today. So hang on, we'll figure that out. Okay, fun fact. Between the years of 96 and 99, Armageddon was the highest grossing film, followed by Toy Story 2. So, look at that. Anyway, I need to get off of this video because it has been forever. So don't forget to like and subscribe, follow for more. Thumbs up the vid. Thanks for hanging out. I'm going to figure out how I need to chop up the 2000s and the 2010s. It's going to be a continued wild ride, but I'll see you guys in the next one, and I hope you have the best day. Bye, guys.